role of the CEO has always been important. But I think in the times we live in now, I think it is even more so. I'd say a couple of reasons. I think one is, look, this is a once-in-a-generation crisis that we're living through. And I think CEOs have the complex task of being able to navigate what is defensive, what is offensive, and how do you not just recover but also thrive after the crisis. Second, I'd say, I think the stakes have never been higher. You have a series of stakeholders. The government expects you to be more responsive to the environment. Your customers are expecting you to be more digitally savvy and provide a seamless experience. And frankly, your talent is expecting a lot more out of the work and the content. And they want to get a sense of belonging and a sense of purpose. So I think that makes it a very interesting set of challenges for CEOs to not just being able to perform, but also lead with character. Look, I think the rules of the business are changing. I think there are many, I've just pointed out a couple of phenomena. One is, I think there is a race for scale. You look at the top 50 companies in the world, they now drive, collectively, their profit represents about 1% of GDP. That's 3 times bigger than before. It's 1/3 of the world's market cap. So there's a race for scale. Second, I think there's a race for speed. Speed is becoming a competitive advantage. We've all seen in COVID that we could do things much faster than any one of us anticipated. And there's an opportunity to make that a part of the DNA of the company. So speed becomes important. Third, I think customer expectations have gone through the roof. I think they have seen what digital can do, and I think they expect companies to be much more digitally savvy and provide a much more seamless customer experience. And I think there's a race for, frankly, transformation and M&A activity in the market. I think this year we expect to have $5 trillion of M&A activity in the world. And I think just not participating in that leaves also a lot of companies exposed. So I think execution is a lot more complex now than it's been. I'd say a couple of things that I think are quite unique about Asia. One is you find that the opportunity is so large relative to the talent we have. There's a massive gap between the opportunity and the supply of talent. So one big challenge is constantly thinking about, how do I recruit, develop, and retain more talent to be able to do all these things? I think that's a big CEO topic, particularly in this part of the world. Second, in many industries, or take telecom as it moves to 5G, or take sustainability, a lot of it is about not reformatting legacy businesses, but building new businesses, right? And I think, for example, take a digital bank. More digital banks are being born in Asia than they have been invented elsewhere. You look at sustainability businesses, I think more green businesses will get built in Asia than in other parts of the world where a lot of it is about retrofitting. So the mindset to build a new business is quite different from improving an existing business. So that, I think, is the second big challenge. Third, I would say is, I think just the pace of digitization. Just look at 2 countries in Asia, India and Indonesia. These are 2 of the world's fastest digitizing countries in the world. And the number of people that are coming onto the internet and the amount of consumption, in fact, $1 in $2 of global consumption in the next 10 years is going to happen in Asia. So being prepared for this whole boom that's happening, right? And along with rapid digitization, how do you serve the needs of current and future segments of customers? For example, single people at home. For example, old age people. I mean, these are segments that are going to become hugely important in Asia. So how do you segment and serve different customer needs? So I'd say at least these are just some examples of things that are quite different in this part of the world.